going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now today, we are back with a bit of a controversial reaction here. Something that I have had sent to me a lot through the last couple of weeks to react to. And honestly, I've been a bit hesitant wanting to react to this because I didn't know, to be honest, if it was necessary or if it was just going to spread a lot of hate and stuff like that to the competition. Because, look, I am a big fan of the Big Bash League. I want it to succeed, so I didn't think if doing a reaction like this would be a bad thing for it. But then it's like, I'm just reacting. So, anyways, we're going to leave that shit to the side. Okay, we've got the rise and fall of the Big Bash League, the BBL, a short documentary. Of course, the Big Bash is going on, Season 12. I'm a Sydney Sixers fan. Look, I've had a lot of fun. I love the Big Bash. Has it downgraded in a few years? Absolutely, due to the COV ID. It's downgraded a lot more, less internationals, big names are coming in. Crowds have gone a little bit down as well, but I still think it's in a really good position, by the way, so I'm just going to state that here early. I think it's in a good position. It's still making some pretty good money, some great money on TV, so I think it'll be okay. But in that, we're going to go through the doco and give my thoughts. So, hey, subscribe if you guys are new, leave a like. Let's get into it. Come on.
BBL,
We'll get Scott Boland. Oh, he got carded.
Was once a massively anticipated and hyped up competition in its heyday in the early to mid 2010s. However, it has since seen a massive drop in both attendances and TV viewership. So, why is this the case? Today, we will explore the rise and fall of Australia's Big Bash League.
Okay. The rise and fall, baby. I think it'll rise again.
The early seasons of the BBL were pretty good.
I mean, okay, last pause of the video, but firstly, they have to... I mean, the first thing that the Big Bash did wrong was getting rid of the old kits that we used to wear. I mean, like, the old kits are some of the most beautiful thing, and they should have never gotten rid of the vintage kits. That's the first thing. Secondly, look at the crowd here. Like, this is what? I think this was the first or second year of the competition. Like, you look at the crowd here, this looks like a pretty similar crowd that you would get now. So, keep that in mind.
Pretty good. The first installment, BBL 01, featured Australian superstars such as Shane Warne,
rest in peace, King,
Brett Lee, as well as well-renowned international players, including Brendan McCullum, Daniel Vettori, and Shahid Afridi. These players,
that's right,
along with the idea of a short, fast-paced format of cricket.
Oh, my type of catch!
And at the time,
nice,
the fans loved it. The average attendance for the BBL 01 season was a touch below 20,000 people, which is pretty good for a competition in its first season.
Yeah, it's okay.
Over the next few seasons, crowds gradually started to grow, and the BBL began to hit its peak around the BBL 04 and BBL 05 seasons between 2014 and 2016.
Good throw.
The epitome of this growth occurred on the 2nd of January 2016, where the Melbourne Derby between the Melbourne Stars and the Melbourne Renegades drew a crowd upwards of 80,000 people.
At the MCG.
Which was unheard of at the time for a domestic T20 competition.
That shit was big.
At this time, the BBL was perhaps greater than ever before.
What a shit fucking ball.
With the arrival of international superstars such as Chris Gale and Kevin Peterson boosting viewership due to their big hitting, fast-paced
Bro, and I'm going to say, like, the biggest name recruits that we brought in were Chris Gale, DJ Bravo. Unfortunately, someone like Kevin Peterson, even though I like to, keep him to the side. Luke Wright was a big signing for the Stars at one point. There's a lot of others that I'm forgetting. Brendan McCullum was probably the biggest one, honestly.
The average attendance was almost 30,000 per game.
It's not bad.
Which was incredible, considering almost half the games were played at stadiums with a capacity lower than that.
True,
the
okay.
BBL was thriving. The league was making money. The games were interesting. And most importantly, the fans were flocking to the games in massive numbers. What could possibly go wrong?
You tell me.
A lot, apparently.
Oh, brother. Okay, here we go. Oh, man.
The period between 2017 and 2019 saw a steady decline in crowds at BBL games.
Did it?
There were very few games with large attendances, certainly not anywhere as high as those seen in the BBL 05 and BBL 06 installments. Average attendances went from upwards of 30,000 in BBL 06 to below 20,000 by BBL 09. Most recently, BBL 10 and BBL 11, while somewhat affected by COVID restrictions, have had average attendance of under 10,000.
Hey, and now, look, I'm not going to take any slander for these, 2020, 2021. Look, the world was in a pretty shit position. I don't want to hear anyone say, oh, the numbers were bad, because you look at the numbers for every other league, they couldn't even have people there. So, I mean, yeah, that's
ridiculous considering the average attendances just a few years prior. So, why was this the case?
Money? I mean, it cost a lot to go as well.
A combination of a lack of big-name players and growing disinterest in T20 cricket has
Chris Gayle
affected the BBL greatly.
A big one.
The so-called international superstars, such as absolute nobodies, George Garton,
Yo! You didn't have to do George Garton wrong. And the man, Chand, no! Hey, he played, I think it was 2 games for the Renegades. Don't fucking disrespect him. Of course, he was India's under-19 World Cup captain at one point, so, yeah, interesting. I mean, look, I just dropped my phone, never mind. Look, I mean, on this channel, I've brought up a lot of other names like Harry Gurney, Richard Gleeson in last couple years, Phil Salt, I mean, he was okay at one point, but Tom Banton, I mean, he's pretty young as well, but he was pretty average at one point. Yeah, I mean, look, I've said it. I've tweeted about it 300 times before the season, and I said, great, another year with a lot of shitty English imports. I mean, we've got another one this year named Adam Lyth, who playing for the Scorchers. He has done nothing. Yeah, I think when Chris Gayle and DJ Bravo decided they weren't coming back, especially when Gayle got removed from the competition, it did not sit well with a lot of people, especially myself. So.
And are a far cry from the crowd-drawing superstars the BBL once boasted. Put simply, whilst the imports of today are still great players, nothing can match the status and calibre of the international scene in the BBL's glory days.
Yeah.
For comparison's sake, let's take 2 BBL finals, one from BBL 04 and one from BBL 11. These were the only 2 finals played at neutral venues. However, they were vastly different. The BBL 04 final was arguably...
Bro, no. Don't show me this. No. Oh, as a Sixers fan, this literally makes me want to fucking throw up and cry.
The greatest game.
Oh, Moses. Oh, Moses. Moses! Hit the stumps, Moses! Oh, my fucking God. Every time I see this one clip, I want to literally cry myself to sleep. Oh, brother, move on.
Beating the Sixers.
Please move on.
Ball
Jesus
in front of
Christ.
a sold-out Manica Oval in Canberra.
No.
This completely tops the BBL 11 final, which was a boring, one-sided affair
that was
in
horrible.
Where the Scorchers again defeated the Sixers by 70-time runs.
Yeah, don't show me
this
that.
time in front of a paltry 10,000 people at Marvel Stadium in Melbourne.
Nice.
This reflects the overall boring, disinteresting nature of the Big Bash currently. But what can be done to fix this?
Better internationals would be a start.
In order to attempt to fix this, the BBL have introduced many somewhat...
Oh, what the fuck? What a catch!
Most notably, the introduction of the Power Surge and the Bash Boost point.
Yeah, and I will give it to them for that. Look, the Bash Boost is an absolute joke. I'm glad they got rid of that shit. But the Power Surge has been the best thing that honestly T20 cricket has added in so effing long. And I think the IPL wants to do something similar soon. But yeah, I love this, where the first 4 overs are the power play instead of 6, and then you get to pick 2 power play overs at one point in the game. I mean, for a team, like if you're, 5 for 85 and you need another 90 runs off the last 10 overs, it gives the team an opportunity, in the next coming overs to at least make the game more interesting again if it's already been blown out. So I do like that.
And a Bash Boost point.
Yeah, that was
both
weird.
of which are absolutely useless and have no effect on crowd numbers or TV viewership whatsoever. The one introduction that could potentially attract larger crowds is the BBL draft, which saw teams draft 3 international players each. However, this has since become overwhelmingly confusing, considering numerous international signings have been made following the draft.
Yeah.
Which, in hindsight,
a lot of them
makes the
didn't
draft
want to
seem
come.
useless.
Yeah.
In all honesty, not much can be done to fix the problem with the BBL. The only reason other T20 leagues, namely the IPL, draw such big crowds is that they are played in an environment in which the vast majority of the population are absolutely cricket mad.
Yeah.
On top of this, the ridiculously high salaries paid
Yeah.
to the players mean that the world's best are busting to play for the financial benefits the league brings.
Yeah.
The BBL is essentially an endless loop. The league cannot increase the salaries to bring in crowd-drawing players, as the crowd numbers are so low that the only profits the BBL can make are from sponsorships and TV rights.
Yeah.
It will be
Merchandise?
interesting to see how this season pans out. The draft has drawn big-name players to the BBL, such as Faf du Plessis, Trent Bolt, and Martin Guptill,
Yeah.
which will hopefully boost crowds, creating an atmosphere similar to that of the thriving Indian Premier League.
Ooh.
The BBL still has potential, and hopefully it can return to its glory days, drawing massive crowds with incredible atmospheres.
Hey, big shout out. I think that's the end. Yeah, that is the end here. Shout out to Marto. Original link in the description. Hey, I'm just going to quickly talk about it. Okay, so the ways that it can be improved, obviously the big names coming in, of course, Dre Russ coming in for a few games for the Renegades did help, but now he's gone, so losing Dre Russ, I think he's going to the South Africa League or the ILT, some of those other shitty T20 leagues. It don't really matter. Also, I think it's really, it's there's no point comparing the Big Bash to the IPL. In fact, there's no point comparing any T20 league to the IPL, because the IPL is in India, where there's a billion people who are interested, and the whole world with the highest names, the highest amount of money. So, look, the Big Bash was never going to get even half or even a merit of the IPL. But, yeah, bringing in more big names has just got to be the thing. We've got to be starting to look at guys who aren't just English big names. Look, Dre Russ obviously was the one. I wish he would have stayed. Liam Livingston was going to be here, but of course isn't now. Yeah, I mean, we've a few names pulled out. Faf coming was pretty big. Trent Bolt, Guptill was pretty good. But yeah, it is lacking some big names, and I think maybe you could shorten the season by a couple games as well. Might help, but unfortunately, it just comes down to the IPL, the BBL being on at the same time with a lot of Test cricket. Yeah, I just think people are. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. Look, I think this is a great documentary and well put together, so big shout out. But I think there's a few things that are missing, with the current things that are on TV schedules, with the Big Bash not being free to air in Australia. I mean, you have to pay to watch the games. They're sometimes on Channel 7, but then you have to get filled with 100 TV adverts, and you only get to watch certain games. Not all of them are being shown on TV for people who can't afford to pay. So I think that's another thing. The way that they've gone about the competition, bringing in a lot of English guys. The salaries are a big one. They need to start finding some more money somewhere. I mean, $1 billion industry, surely you can find an extra $300,000 somewhere to get a big name player in, or $400,000. Go get a Harry Brook or a fucking, I mean, that's an Englishman, but go bring back Chris fucking Gale for all I care. Go get Chris Gale back in, and everyone will start coming to the crowds. Hey, that is going to cap it off, guys. Let me know your opinions on the Big Bash. Have you been watching it? I feel like this year, though, has actually been an amazing start to the season for the Big Bash. It's been great games, great, pretty good attendance, I feel, so far as well. So, hey, let me know what you guys think. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll see everyone in the next one.